Well, right behind me, heading in that direction, is what's known as the Colorado Flat Tops. We went through here 2 years ago on our big Colorado trip for that year, and I have fallen in love with that area. We just ran really just two trails, kind of north-south through the area, and it was absolutely breathtaking, beautiful, lakes everywhere, incredible view. It was awesome. And for the last 2 years, I have been dying to get back to the Flat Tops. And I've been in the area for Overland Expo Mountain West, and took off this morning to head to the Flat Tops for 4 days. So thanks for joining along with me. I am solo on this trip. Hadn't done a solo trip in a while. So yeah, solo on this trip. Kara's in California doing some more trainings for the Rebel Rally, and so I'm out here all by myself. And so thanks for joining along. It should be awesome. What is this? What? Holy cow. Like, I just drove up the road and there's this arch natural bridge cave down there. What in the world? Wow, that's cool. Well, that was unexpected right off the bat. That was way cool. Wow. So first thing, what are the Flat Tops? It's, normally when you're driving around Colorado, you're driving on mountain passes and trails, and you see all these big peaks up around you everywhere. Well, the Flat Tops, they're flat. It is just a really massive plateau above 10,000 feet. Usually doesn't get above 11.5 or so, but it's just a massive plateau. And up there, 2 years ago, up there, it was just bonkers gorgeous everywhere. There were wildflowers everywhere, lakes everywhere. I did bring a fishing pole and got my out-of-state license for this trip because there's so many lakes up there. They're supposed to be stocked with trout and stuff. So I'm gonna try my hand at catching dinner. Any night I'm camped along one of the lakes, which hopefully is a lot. I'm gonna try to catch dinner and eat that. I do have backup food in case I don't catch anything. But I mean, right off the bat, this is beautiful. A stream right beside me. You can just see the start of the Flat Tops in the distance. Currently it's 6,400 feet elevation, so I've got a good 4,000 feet to climb to get up there. So I'm pumped. I'm absolutely pumped to be spending 4 days solo in the Flat Tops. Climbing up to the Flat Tops. I'm currently on BLM land, but as I get up to the plateau, it will transition into the White River National Forest. As I've said, I have been here once before, but this is not the way I came in, so this is all new to me. 2 years ago we went in from Glenwood Springs and up the Transfer Trail, but this is a little bit closer to where I was, and a totally different road, and I mean, you know how much I love that. It is a typical Colorado afternoon with just little pop-up showers here and there. Totally normal in the mountains. I would be shocked if there was any afternoon where there wasn't some sort of brief shower, even a brief thunderstorm that pops up. We are climbing an elevation over 8,000 feet now, so still got a little bit more to go. Man, I'm looking at the map and I'm just seeing more trails that crisscross and take off in different directions, and I just want to explore every single one of them. It's just so beautiful up here. I know a lot of people have mixed thoughts on solo travel like this, especially when, you know, I'm going to be out for 4 days, 4 nights. Today's Monday. I'll have to start making the drive back home on Friday. But I know some people have mixed feelings about that. Some are like, never travel alone, and some people are like, yeah, whatever, go. So I do want to talk in this video some of the key elements of going out on a solo trip like this. Like, what are some things you need to take in mind? What are some things you need to consider if you're going to venture out solo on a trip like this? And so we'll get into that as the day progresses. Right now, I'm just blown away already, and I'm not even up there yet. I can still see the interstate in the distance down there. I can still see I-70. So I don't know what we're going to find today, but I can't wait to find out. Well, we have officially arrived in the flat tops. It makes me laugh. I always say we, like you're in the car with me. I mean, I usually act like you're with me. So there you go. Have a seat. Have a seat, and let's go explore the flat tops. Use of ATVs, blah blah blah. Okay, good. Now, someone at the expo told me that the largest elk herd in the U.S. is up here, is in this area. So maybe I'll get lucky. I don't know if that's true or not, but maybe I'll get lucky. Oh wow, already finding great campsites tucked into the trees up here. There's a lot of great camping up here, so I'm pumped. I'm approaching, I think, Overlook up here in just a minute. But let's go ahead and discuss point number 1 for how to do this solo overlanding thing safely, especially multi-day trips. Yeah, if you're just going out for the day, you can take a few more chances, maybe. But multi-day like this, remote areas with with very little cell signal, I think the number 1 thing that you have to have is experience. Very close second that I'll get into in a little bit, but I think the number 1 thing you need to have is experience. Don't come out and do something like this if you're new to this. I think, and when I say experience, I don't mean just camping and cruising, I mean dirt roads, which is exactly what I'm doing right now, but experience with, long distance off-grid travel, experience in your rig in technical terrain. And I think that's a key, because if you're exploring somewhere new, like most of this is going to be new for me, you never know what you're going to get into. The weather could change here in an hour, and this dirt road could become a slippery, nasty mess. And look around. If I slip off into a ditch and lose traction because it's just so slick, there's no trees for me to winch from. So, what would I do in that situation? Certainly experience camping. So, if I didn't have the experience that I do, this would be utterly foolish. And some of you would argue in the comments that this is foolish anyway, and I'll accept that. I've never claimed not to be utterly foolish at some points. So, on the Gaia Overland layer, there is a little binocular icon that says Deep Creek Overlook. So it's not far down there. Let's go check it out. Look how beautiful this is. Looks like seen from The Sound of Music. Dang. I think I'm beginning to see why it's called the Deep Creek Overlook. Look at those bluff lines. This is the East Overlook. God, this would be a cool place to camp. I don't know if you can though. Surely you can. Like tent camp, hammock camp. Surely. There's no signs that say no camping. Wow, this is amazing. Deep Creek has carved a 2,300 feet ravine down below through the plateau. Absolutely beautiful. Now to see how well I can breathe at almost 10,000 feet, making this little short climb back to the Jeep. I'm not sure how acclimated I got being in Loveland for only 4 or 5 days at 5,500 feet, so we'll see. Yeah, not quite acclimated yet. Let's go over here and see what the West Overlook looks like. This is a lot flatter than the East Overlook. Oh, apparently there's bighorn sheep in the area. You can often be seen grazing on the grassy hillsides on both sides of the canyon. Luckily, elevation doesn't really bother me other than just being out of breath. I don't get bad headaches. I don't get you know, super fatigued or anything. Oh, it's windy. I just get out of breath. Check out the view from here. Oh, that's windy. I don't see any bighorn sheep. Well, now I know to be on the lookout for bighorn sheep. Although, I mean, always be surprised if I actually see any. But there's a chance. The views up here just are crazy. Like I said, this is my first time in this section of the flat tops, and it's definitely different than where I went in before, north of Glenwood Springs. It's just beautiful. Have I mentioned that I'm just blown away at how beautiful it is up here? And I get to spend 4 days up here. Let's talk about the second thing. I think you absolutely 100% should have if you are going out on a solo trip, and that is some form of emergency communications. I now carry a Spot X. I like this one a lot because it has the keyboard built in. I'm not tied to using my phone like I am the Garmin InReach or the Zoleo. Both of those work great too, but Karen and I just switched to these to have a standardized. That way we're both using the same thing. If she's out, like she's in Southern California right now, and I'm out here, if need be, we can just communicate spot to spot very easily, and not me have to text her phone and then all that sort of stuff. So we've moved to this. So some form of emergency communications is an absolute must, because if something happens, rig breaks down, I twist an ankle, whatever, get gored by an elk, trying to take photos of it. It's possible that could happen. Although if that happens, I'm probably not going to be able to get back to my spot. But anyway, you get the point. I need some form of way to call for help. We also carry Starlink with us, so we can actually have legit internet at camp. I have been in a situation, made a video earlier this spring, where I broke a belt on the trail. No cell signal there. I had my Starlink with me, so I was able to set up Starlink and was able to communicate and get help without having to, deal with this. But we now have a Starlink Mini, and I did pick up something this morning as I was leaving town from the expo that I'll be installing at camp, specifically so I can be running the Starlink Mini now, because I have no cell signal. But it would be handy to have cell signal, to be able to text my wife, text my kids while I'm driving, and not just when I get the camper if I'm stopped. So we'll deal with that later. But some form of emergency satellite communications, absolute must. Well, the Grizzly Jeep Road is supposed to be a little more technical than this dirt road. So let's go check it out. Nice camping there. Well, this is a great little trail. It is not bad at all. Totally suitable for any stock four-wheel drive, but just a little bit different than being on that main dirt road. You get a little bit more intimate with the hills and the rocks and the trees that you've been seeing in the distance. I like it. No elk or bighorn sheep yet. Like, surely they're out in this area where much fewer people travel versus the main dirt road. Hopefully. Wow, there's a nice campsite with a tent and no vehicle. They're around here somewhere, I guess. Wow, that's beautiful. This rock slab's kind of cool to drive on. Very different from the dirt roads. Well, it's 3:40. Want to try to be at camp no later than 6. So I'm headed up a trail that I know ends in a cluster of lakes. Well, it doesn't end, but it goes by a cluster of lakes that has a bunch of different camping spots all along them. So that's the camping goal for tonight. Definitely don't want to get there too late because I do have something to install, which I don't think I've ever installed anything in camp before. So, and I want to have time to fish, and I want to have time to chill and eat, and I do need to edit a little bit tonight. So that's the plan. God, I know I sound like a broken record. This is freaking gorgeous. Frickin' gorgeous. Frickin' gorgeous. Let's discuss in the midst of this frickin' gorgeousness. Let's see. Number 3, the third thing. If you're gonna venture out solo, especially on a trip like this, plan where you're gonna go ahead of time. Make a route. Kind of do some scouting on Google satellite imagery to kind of check it out. But plan out a route in Gaia or Onyx. But for long distance, remote stuff like this, I do believe Gaia is the better tool for that. And make sure someone knows where you're going. My wife obviously knows that I'm here. She has access to my route. Now, she doesn't know specifically where I am. She didn't know where I'm planning on camping tonight because I didn't know either. But she has a general idea of the area, and since I have the other forms of communication, if I don't check in with her later tonight, and especially if I didn't check in with her, by bedtime tonight, she would know to worry and could reach out and send help if I didn't activate the emergency spot. So that's number 3. Make sure that you plan out a route and someone knows in general where you're supposed to be. Found this, I would call it a single campsite. Very nice firing. May could squeeze 2 rigs right here. Man, you could back them in here with rooftop tents and check out the view. And I think there's some campsites down there by that lake. I think it's called Owl Lake. I'm gonna go see. Still a little early, but if it was a great campsite, I'd go ahead and call it. Well, the motor vehicle use map does show a road that goes around the lake, but apparently it doesn't exist anymore. There's not anything that way, and there's not anything that way either. So, could potentially camp here. I mean, this isn't horrible at all. It is right on the lake, although for fishing purposes, the wind is blowing the wrong direction. I don't know how well I could walk around like to that side over there. I'm not sure. But it sure is beautiful. I think I'm going to continue on. I did try to walk a little bit around there, but as soon as I stepped into the sand, I just started to sink. So I don't feel good about my odds walking around the edge of the lake to get to a better fishing spot. And here the wind's just blowing directly this way, so that would not work very well. Let's continue. What are we on? Number 4 of things to consider when going out solo. Just make sure you're prepared. I mean, I feel like that should be the case, you know, no matter what. But if you're in a group, there's always redundancy. But make sure you've got enough water. Make sure you've got a means to start a fire. I brought my tripod torch for this trip. I'm not going to start a wood fire because just about every time you're in Colorado in August, there's going to be a burn ban, and the fire danger is high today. So I have a propane fire pit. But you know, food, water, shelter, make sure all that's in good working order, because obviously you don't want to get out on your third day of a, you know, week-long trip and realize you didn't pack enough water, or you have no means to start a fire, or you know, you ran out of food, or you didn't pack appropriately for the weather. Anytime we come to the mountains, I pack everything from, you know, a down jacket and fleece pants to shorts and a t-shirt. And it's 58 degrees, so it's a little chilly. When we get to camp, I'll probably slip on a long sleeve shirt. So, but just make sure you're prepared. Well, I decided to take off and come here around the largest lake in the area, which is called Heart Lake. Right down here is a supply basin, which I've stayed on that one before, but I've never stayed on this side. So let's go check it out. And you can see Gaia Overland Layer has campsites just all around this thing. So I am optimistic of finding something. Nobody is at these camp spots. Wow, these are pretty. Ooh, I like this one a lot. Oh, heck yeah. Yeah, this spot will do very nicely. A little bit of wind protection from the trees over there. The wind is coming from the west, which means it's blowing that direction, which is perfect for fishing. I don't know if there's anything in this lake. We've camped over there before. Karen and I did take paddle boards and pack raft and stuff like that out in this lake 2 years ago. And all we saw in this lake were leeches. And if you watch those Colorado videos, this is the lake that we called Leech Lake. Because we could see leeches in it, but never saw any fish. So I don't know. I don't know if there's any fish in here or not. But I think this is a good spot to find out. Perfect. I like having a little 1 degree tilt to the back. I am starving. So I was actually going to cook, but I don't want to. So I am going to have, here you go, the new beefy enchilada from Memu's Camp Kitchen. I haven't had this one yet, so let's just try it. I can already tell I added too much water. It's gonna be soupy. Hey Siri, set a timer for 10 minutes. Looks good. That's real good. Tastes like a beef enchilada. I don't think there's any fish in this lake. I think it's probably too shallow. But I can see lots of leeches, which is why we named this Leech Lake. Hold on. I mean, it's crystal clear water. Yeah, look at that. That's a leech. There's two leeches. There's another leech. Like, just everywhere. There's a leech. There's three. It's just crazy how many leeches are in this lake. I don't know what leeches eat, but I mean, I thought they sucked blood. So there's got to be something else living in this lake, right? Or are they eating algae? Are they algae eating leeches? I don't know. I know it's getting cold. Like, it's getting real cold. I got 3 layers on, put pants on, about to put socks on. That's how cold it is. Well, I've been up in the tent working, currently exporting a video, but been using the new chair that Intrepid Camp Gear's coming out with for rooftop tents, and this thing has been so comfortable. Like, that completely changes this, how well you can use your tent and lounge comfortably and, you know, do whatever up here. Really is very nice. Well, I'm just chilling in the tent now. I'm gonna watch, I don't know, something on the computer and go to bed. I'm tired. I'm very tired. Probably hangover from the expo. Well, good morning from, I think what's got to be my favorite place in Colorado, the Flat Tops, north of Glenwood Springs, north of I-70. The plan for the day, just keep exploring. There are so many trails up here that I have never experienced, and that's my goal for these, well, now next 3 days, is just to explore, just to see what amazing and beautiful things I can find amazing campsites, preferably by water. I know there's lakes up here that have fish in them, so I would like to figure out which ones have fish and catch some. So that's the plan. I am in no hurry to break camp this morning. Do have the tent all opened up, letting it air out, things dry out. There was so much condensation this morning. I literally thought it rained, but it didn't. It's just so much condensation, which I've also never experienced really in Colorado. The air's usually drier. So anyway, in a little bit, I'll pack up and go see what I can find. Well, this is a good overview of what the flat tops are like. We are almost at 11,000 feet right now. And so it is just this massive plateau up here between 10 and 11,000 feet mostly. Beautiful lakes. There are some cool rock formations and bluff lines, beautiful hills. But it's stunning up here. And it's not your typical Colorado Rocky Mountain viewpoint, because in the distance there are no big peaks. We're at 11,000 feet. There's not much room for other peaks to pump up out of here. But it's just a very unique area that's just beautiful. It's almost 10:30. Just been nice and chill and relaxed. Good grief, there's a bunch of great campsites around here. That one's not on the water, but it's got a beautiful view of it. Wow. But Kara's actually, she's in Southern California, actually technically she's in Nevada right now, training for the Rebel Rally, and she had issues this morning with serious death wobble, and it turns out her drag link is now shot from all their ripping around the sand dunes yesterday and all the other training stuff that they've been doing. So I was trying to help her find a drag link, and did, but it won't be there till in the morning, so they're gonna have a day off from training today and just go chill, which is probably a good thing for them. But I'm just gonna cruise around, and I know this trail that I'm about to go on it's an out and back. I want to go see those. There's a bunch of campsites down here. But it's an out and back, but it's supposed to have some technical spots on it. It's supposed to end in something beautiful, so I don't know, we'll see. Right now, let's go see what these look like. Oh yeah, I saw this one from the drone last night. And again, I looked down. These lakes are so clear that I looked down and I saw no sign of a fish in this lake. This is beautiful. What a gorgeous spot. Yeah, this would work. It is crazy to me how vast this plateau is. You can see it goes through that little canyon, but it picks up on the other side of it. It's absolutely massive. There's so many trails up here. I don't think in 4 days I'm going to be able to do most of it. I mean, we'll see. Well, this area is supposed to have a very large population of elk, bighorn sheep, deer, of course. And yesterday I saw absolutely nothing. This morning I did see some chipmunks, which were adorable. But that's it. And I mean, you would think just being able to look out as far as you can up here, you could potentially spot some in the distance. And it's not like there's many people up here to run them off. So, fingers crossed, hoping to find some sort of wildlife today. Well, there's a marmot. It's the first marmot I've seen up here. I've heard them. Hey, dude. Well, in case I haven't mentioned it in a while, I know I haven't mentioned it in this video. I'm not sure I mentioned it in the last one. This is my favorite thing in the whole wide world to do. It's just go out and explore new areas. See things that a lot of people don't see because they just go to the popular places. They just hang out in Moab. They just hang out in Uray. They're not up here. I love it. It's so unbelievably beautiful. a big feature in this area is the flat tops wilderness, which means no vehicles in there. There's no roads that go through wilderness areas. It's just pristine wilderness. And that is it right in front of me. Up that hill, that is all flat tops wilderness. And this road comes out here to the wilderness, skirts a little bit of the edge, and then we turn around and go back. But I just really wanted to come out here and see what this was like for myself. Wow, those bluff lines and that gorge over there. It's beautiful. Maybe this is where the wildlife are. I mean, they got their own little wilderness area. Nobody can drive in. You can hike through it. But maybe that's where all the wildlife is. They got their own little private space. But I mean, have you ever seen an area where there should just be like deer, elk, moose, bear, sheep, just frolicking everywhere? Just frolicking. All the animals frolicking out here. It's unreal. But they're not. I gotta get me some binoculars. Kara has a nice pair of binoculars. I don't have any binoculars. I need some, so I can look up the hillside and see better. We've just been going down. We've lost about 1,000 feet in elevation. Well, this is fun. It does get slightly more technical here. Probably be really slippery and if it was wet. See another vehicle in the distance. Can't tell what it is. Look how gorgeous this meadow is. Oh my gosh. What in the world? There's horses down there. And a fence. And a bridge. Well, didn't expect that. Sadly, those aren't wild horses, so they don't count as wildlife. Apparently, this ends in hiking trails, which makes sense. But why are the horses down here? I did see people, like maybe 2 or 3, on horseback going up through the meadow. Huh. This is a very remote area to have a farm. And I don't see any traces of private land down here. So I don't know. Alright, this sign says there's a resort. Budge's Resort. Half mile. There's a resort down here. It's lunchtime. I wonder if they have a restaurant. Oh, there's a 4Runner down here. I mean, you know the trail's easy if a 4Runner's down here. I kid. That's a joke. Do not go to the comments. I was joking. My wife's Jeep is currently experiencing death wobble in Nevada. So, it's a joke. Wow, I bet that is a beautiful little place to hike up there. Alright, now what is this resort? It must be around the corner. Okay, well they got lots of horses. I don't know that you could call this a resort. Huh. heck of a horse stable stuff, though. Okay, I want to keep going back there. Okay, I guess I can. The road is on the map. Well, there's some sort of cabin. That's the most remote place I've ever seen. More cabins up here. And there's people. There's people. I don't even know what to think about this. Huh. Okay, well, I talked to one of the guys that work here, and they are a resort. I mean, kind of. But people come down here, stay in the cabins, go horseback riding. They do guided fishing trips. Obviously, they come down here for hunting and stay in the cabins during hunting seasons. So, there we go. That's awesome. Sadly, they didn't have any lunch options because they're kind of in between seasons right now. But he did tell me where to go fish and catch fish. So I'm going to head out of this area. Probably not going to film it since I've already filmed it. Coming in and gonna go to a lake that I could see from the drone, so it's real close. Once I get back up to where I was, and go to Deep Lake and try fishing there. So I'm just gonna head out. All right, we're on new trails and making my way up to Deep Lake. Based on what that dude down at the lodge or the resort said, I'm highly optimistic about catching fish up here. Like, if I can catch either one fish big enough to eat two decent sized fish that would make a good meal, I'm going to be just so ecstatic. Because that sounds amazing to me. It has been a very long time since I have been on a trip and fished and ate the fish that I caught. Like before YouTube, but before I started doing this. It's been that long. And I told Kara that when we start traveling full time, this time next year, I need her to acquire a taste for fresh fish, for smallmouth, for trout, hopefully salmon one day, crappie, perch, because I love fish. And she kind of takes it in spurts. You know, every now and then she'll be in the mood for fish, but not very often. I can be in the mood for fish all the time. There it is. Wow, what a beautiful lake. I wonder how deep it is, since the name of it is Deep Lake. Now, the dude at the ranch said something about fishing by the beaver dams, by the beaver ponds. He said I would know what they look like. Alright, well, I do see beaver dams to the left. So I think this little pond area over here is where he's talking about. Well, I had 2 bumps just right off the beginning, and now nothing. So I'm optimistic that there are fish in there. I just gotta find out what they want to eat. Try one more style bait. And I don't get any hits on this one, I will press on and go see what other beautiful things we can find. Oh, fish on. I got a fish. I got a little fish. Heck yeah. Oh, you got him. Oh, dang it. There's a little rainbow. Yeah. Ah! Oh, there he is. Yeah! Woohoo! Heck yeah! Come here. Come here. Heck yeah, that's a keeper. Dinner! Look at that dude. Heck yeah! Beautiful little rainbow. Super pumped. Dinner. All cleaned. Put it in the fridge. In this back section that's colder than the rest. Now, go find camp. We'll drive around a little bit more. It's not quite time to find camp, but I'm pumped about dinner. All right, I got a plan. Gonna head west of here, past Heart Lake, and go to another little lake. I don't know how long this is gonna take me to get. That's quite a ways. May not take me very long. But we're gonna go camp on. I keep saying we. You and I are gonna go camp together on another little lake, and hopefully that'll be a great campground. And maybe there'll be more fish there. I don't know. I'm not sure this fish. I know it's a keeper. I know it's legal, but I'm not sure if it's. I'm not sure it's gonna fill me up. I do have some potatoes, some smashed potatoes to go with it, and I have some other things I could supplement with. So it may just be more like a snack. I was hoping to catch another one. I did lose one. I knew that if I turned the camera off, I would catch one, and that's exactly what happened. And I quickly turned the camera back on to show you that I caught one. So, anyway, we're off. Well, this is a steep little hill climb in the middle of flatness. I may have a decision to make, or I think I do have a decision to make. I'm getting real close to the lake that I was wanting to stay at, but it's only 4 o'clock, and I don't think I want to start camp that early. There's so much water up here. So, do I go ahead and make camp early? Or do I continue on up this beautiful mountainside that I know has a campsite on the bluff line? Because we found it 2 years ago. We ate lunch there. Didn't camp there. I'm kind of thinking that's where I want to go. It'll take a little bit longer, but that's okay. Huh. We'll see how beautiful Adams Lake is. Have I told you how excited I am about my dinner tonight? Like that was my goal for this trip, was to catch dinner. I can go home. No, not really. Not going home till Friday. I got 2 more full days and the rest of this day. Well, this little section's fun. Just slow and easy. Stock 4x4, Jeep, 4Runner, Tacoma, whatever, would be fine. 4 low, first gear, cruise on down. How are you?
I know you.
Oh, goodness, hey!
I follow you.
Oh, thank you so much.
I'm fucking stuck.
You're stuck where?
Yeah, just below.
Okay. Need some help?
Do you want to have a look? I'm waiting for the rangers. I've been waiting like 4 or 5 hours. I activate the Garmin. They told me that they would come.
Are you stuck on a rock or in mud or what?
I'm just here.
Yeah, let's go.
Want to have a look.
Oh, yeah. Huh. Well, that's cool. Let's see here. Oh yeah, we can deal with that.
I misjudged the line and my front wheel slipped on the side.
Yeah, we can get you up.
So
that shouldn't be a problem.
What do you think?
Yeah. All right, so here's what's going on. He misjudged where the edge was, which happens, and just slipped off the bank. He got lucky and it got caught, but he has no winch, so no means of self-recovery other than traction boards. So I have connected my winch line to that tree to redirect the pull, to pull him uphill. And yeah, let's do this. All right. There you go. Come on up. Very slowly. There you go. Up, hold on. There you go. Come on up. Yeah. Keep trying to drive it out. You good? All right, that was easy. That is crazy. Just so happened to bump into him on this trail, and we did it!
Yes! Thank you so much!
You're welcome. That was easy. Piece of cake. Man, you got lucky. That could have rolled further.
When I felt the front just slipping, I stopped.
Good.
So, and I was looking so much, you know, to take the angle because there is a lot of slope here that I didn't notice in the camera. I was so close from the ridge, and then it just slipped. So.
Yeah. Well, you're out. You're safe.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome, man. You're welcome.
That's so cool.
You're good. Where are you camping tonight?
I don't know. That was so nice to meet you.
Good to meet you.
Thank you so much.
Be safe. Have fun.
Take care.
Alrighty, let's not make the same mistake Xavier did. Little 22 degrees off camber. 24. Piece of cake. Well, that was very fortunate that I came along when I did. Just crazy that he's a fan of the channel. But he just misjudged the shelf on the passenger side and slipped a tire off, and then the back tire went off, and then luckily he stopped and then rolled. But if you watched the previous video to this one, I talked in that one about keys to solo travel. And he is a French dude who lives in Mexico, who's up here on a 3-week trip. And one of the things that I said, or two of the things that I said in that video, was always have a means of communication. Luckily, he had his Garmin inReach with him and was able to contact the rangers, who said they would come pick him up, take him to a hotel, but he would have to figure out some way to recover his vehicle, which that would have sucked. The other thing I said is be prepared recovery wise, because as you notice, he didn't have his own winch, and I told him as soon as he gets back home, buy a new bumper and a winch. Yes, it will be expensive for the Raptor, but that's okay. So hopefully he's able to do that. So Xavier, if you're watching this, I hope by the time you see this, or shortly after, you've got a bumper. So great to meet you, man. All right, now it's 5 o'clock, and now I may just stay at Adams Lake. That's where he stayed last night, and he said it was beautiful. So we'll see. Heck yeah, piece of cake. Man, these Gladiators, they will climb hills like crazy. Wow, looks like a heck of a climb just to get to Adams Lake. That looked worse from below than it actually was. Well, I think this is a gorgeous little spot to call home for the night. This lake is absolutely stunning. I don't know how we're going to see it because the sun's going down. It's going to create a massive glare. But I have seen some fish jumping, so I may be able to add to my menu for tonight. Look at that. Absolutely beautiful. I think this will work nicely. I've got do have a little bit of work I need to do tonight. But otherwise, just gonna chill, enjoy my fish, and probably hike around the lake a little bit, see what else I can find. Well, tried fishing a little bit, no luck. I could see them jumping, but they weren't interested in what I was offering. So time to cook my own dinner, and the sun just went behind the mountain over there, and it has gotten cold. So I may have to get my fire pit out here as I'm cooking dinner. So, all right, I am prepared for the onslaught of comments telling me how I don't know what I'm doing, and I don't. I'm gonna go with a lemon, pepper, and garlic butter seasoning. And yes, I know this is going to be bony, so I'll have to be careful as I eat it. It's looking good. Try these ranch potatoes. Oh, good. All right, dinner's ready. I'd say that's pretty freaking awesome for a camp meal that I caught all the bones. Oh my gosh. That's delicious. Heck yeah. Oh my gosh, that tastes so good. Well, dinner's all cleaned up. I'm just letting the pans cool down. So let's go for a little walk around the lake. There's this really nice hiking trail. I'm anxious to get over there on the rocks and the little bluff lines and see what the rest of the lake looks like. This is beautiful. What a cool little lake tucked into this little half moon bluff line. So pretty. And needless to say, it is so unbelievably peaceful here. I mean, I've got this all to myself. Oh my gosh, it's just so crazy. I freaking love it. Wish Kara could be here to experience it with me. And the pups. I think they'd love running around here. It's going to be a good night. Well, it's getting quite cold and the sun's just about gone, so I'm gonna head to my tent and get a little work done, watch some TV, you know, those sort of things before going to bed. And I cannot wait for tomorrow. Good morning from Adams Lake up on the Colorado Flat Tops. Well, last night was so just almost eerily quiet. Like there was no sound at all. But just the occasional bug. But just silent. It was a little weird. Slept really well. Today is more exploring. There's so many trails up here that I want to go check out, go see what we can find. I did notice from the drone footage that there is a road that goes right up on the top of the lake here, and so I want to go check it out. I bet the views up there are incredible. But just kind of chilling this morning, not in any big hurry to break camp. I think I'm gonna make some biscuits and gravy for breakfast, and then hit the trail in a minute. The trail out of here should be a lot of fun. I just saw a nice trout chase this in. Confirmed, there are trout in this lake. Oh well. All right, let's go see what we can find today. Well, so far on this whole trip, it's getting in and out of Adams Lake that is the most technical of the whole area. And it's fun. I don't think a stock vehicle would have any problems. Just pick your lines over the rocks well, and you'll be able to make it. Man, I love it when that view opens up. It is so pretty. Now, which way do I go? That sucks. At almost 11,000 feet. Whew. That's a hard one. gosh, this, wow! That went a little deeper than I expected at the beginning. I cannot wait to get on top of that ridgeline over there in the distance. Oh my gosh, it's beautiful up there. Sadly, not deep enough to go over there and, cliff jump. I do wonder how deep that is. If there's any fish in it. I knew I was going to regret not bringing my paddleboard on this trip, since I was going to be up here amongst all these lakes, because that would be incredible to take the fishing pole out on the paddleboard, get a little deeper water, a little further off the shore. But I didn't, because I had the expo at the beginning of the trip and didn't want to have to deal with a paddleboard during the expo. So, but I did regret not bringing it, and I knew it would, and I was right. There's a lot of potholes in this road. Whoever's in charge of this road, it could use some maintenance. Just kidding. Well, this is definitely a 4-low kind of hill. It's long, fairly steep. All right, we're gonna take a left here and then come back. Let's see where this goes. Well, I know where it goes. Let's see what it's like. Well, this is a beautiful little drive through the woods. Well, that's steep. This is a good day. This is fun. Excuse me, but why is there not a moose grazing in the little pond, eating all the grasses? Where's the elk? Where's the deer? I know I've said this in every single video, but where the heck is the wildlife? All I've seen are chipmunks. Like, that's it. All I've seen, chipmunks. I mean, they're cute, but there's got to be more. Let's see how steep this is. Just 20 degrees, not bad. Oh wow, this is what I saw from the drone. Look. Oh, we got a little poser rock kind of shot here. Oh, cool. I just can't drive off the edge. Whew, done. Wow, the view from here is unreal. Look at that. Right there is where I camped last night. Yeah, that lake does get pretty deep. Golly, that's so amazing up here. This is the view on the other side of my Jeep. Good grief, 360-degree views around here. So beautiful. Well, I've just been sitting here for, I don't know, probably 15-20 minutes. Just looking at the views, watching some birds fly, listening to the wind. It's just so unreal. It is not lost on me that I get to do this more than most people and get to do this for a living. Dang. It's just surreal. God, it's so beautiful. If you ever plan on making a trip to Colorado, come to the Flat Tops. Absolutely come to the Flat Tops. Don't go to Ouray. It's so crowded and overdone. Just come to the Flat Tops. You will thank me after you do. All right, now to leave this spot and head elsewhere. I do have I have kind of a dilemma that I'm struggling with right now. So here's where I am. Here's where I came from, and this is where I planned on going up this ridgeline here. But there's this whole trail system here. My struggle with it is it loops back, but then it comes down here. Look at all these switchbacks. I don't even know what that would be like, but look at those. Look how many switchbacks there are. But then you get on highway and connect to down here to Newcastle. And I'm not ready to get on the highway yet. So if I do that, I would then have to go up the highway and circle back around to this area. So I think I'm just gonna, I think I'm gonna skip this part and continue on this way. But gosh, I might have to come back. I'm just gonna have to come back. Wow, I didn't see these views coming up. This is why I don't mind doing out and back trails, because the views and the obstacles going downhill and everything are different than what you saw going up. Wow. once you're on top of Blair Mountain, you have stunning 360-degree views that are probably some of the best in Colorado. Look how vast the flat tops are. Those lakes down there are gorgeous. I wish there were roads that led to them, but there's not. And then on this side, even more. It's crazy. No matter where you look, you can't see the tall, 14,000 foot jagged peaks that you can in other parts of Colorado. It's just one big plateau up here. It's so unique and so gorgeous. And I probably sound like a broken record. I'm sorry, but that's how I feel. So deal with it or in the video or whatever. Oh, it's just beautiful. Gonna take a little detour here to go out to an overlook, and it might be a good place to have lunch. It is almost 1 o'clock, so I'm getting a little hungry. Some big ruts. There we go. I think normally I have more to say in my videos, but honestly, legit today, I'm just kind of speechless. I don't really have the words to describe all this, other than the overused, gorgeous, beautiful, incredible, stunning, and I just don't feel like that does it justice. Well, this is where I almost camped last night. I'm glad I chose not to, because I think it would have taken me a lot longer to get here than I would have wanted. Views from here sure are amazing. Well, for lunch, got some pesto chicken salad that I picked up at a grocery store in Loveland. Oh, real good. And some yummy pickles. And my favorite little snack. So, I am curious. I always like to challenge the people that are watching the videos to go to new places. Go to, always go someplace you've never been before. Experience something new. I know it is just ridiculously popular to go to Ouray when you're in Colorado. If you're in Utah, it's popular to go to Moab. And I get it. They're amazing places. But if that's you, what keeps you going back to the same places versus venturing out and exploring something new, each year? Because I recognize most people are going to take, a week's vacation and come to Colorado, go to Utah, whatever. But what keeps you going back to the same places instead of trying something new? I've been to Ouray, a bunch of times. And when I was back there just, 6 weeks ago? I mean, it's just kind of, beautiful, don't get me wrong. But I've just been there so many times that that I just didn't. I knew what to expect on every trail. I mean, definitely had fun, but was ready to get to new places to see things I've never seen before. So, in the comments, let me know if you return to the same places every year. What keeps you going back? And are you open to going somewhere new and different? Look at this. I'm just cruising along above 11,000 feet. So wild. I turned off the main road down this little side road to get to a different area that I have not been in before, and it's just put me right into this kind of more intimate prairie. No more grand views down here. You're just kind of in it, and it's really beautiful. Still, where's the deer? Where's the elk? Like they should be here. We have dropped quite a bit in elevation, now at just 9,800 feet. I think I'm in some cow pasture because I can smell some cows. It doesn't smell very good. Aha! Found the cows. I knew there had to be cows out here. Excuse me. Pardon me. Excuse me, little man. Hey, what you doing? Pardon. Oh, hey, whole gang here. Hi, ma'am. Excuse me, pardon me. Ew, this looks nasty. Not bad. You gotta wonder if these cows appreciate where they live and realize they could be on a ranch in Amarillo. I kind of get the feeling that these cows aren't used to seeing people. Excuse me. Pardon me. And please don't crap in the middle of the road. Thank you. Nope, excuse me, little dude. Excuse me. Excuse me. Thank you. Thank you. Good job. Wow, that's beautiful. Dang. This day has just been crazy. Oh, someone's fishing. I wonder if he's catching anything. Probably not in this wind. I mean, started off with some pretty good technical trails. A lot of fun, a lot of 4-low, no lockers, but just really fun technical stuff. Beautiful too. And now, just cruising through the prairies and over the hills, through the pastures. I mean, what a day. What a day. Incredible. I think this may be my favorite day of the whole trip. Although I did catch a fish yesterday, so. But incredible. Well, I've dumped out onto, I guess, kind of the main Forest Service road through this area. There are tons of campsites along this road. But they're also super easy to get to, so it tends to be quite peoply up here. So far I've only seen a couple though. Probably because everybody's back to school and it's Wednesday, so not a lot of people out camping right now. But in just a little bit, I'm going to jump off and go explore other areas that I haven't been to before. It is 3 o'clock. I kind of have gas kind of top of mind. I've got just under half a tank. But, oh my gosh, the views here are incredible. I've got just under half a tank, but all the time spent in 4-low, climbing the hills and stuff, I'm at 9.6 miles per gallon, which won't get me very far. It says I have a 65-mile range. I would probably be okay tomorrow. I did put my extra fuel in my tank last night. The extra 4 gallons that I carry, I went ahead and used those last night. So I would probably be fine, unless I get into more 4-low steep hill climbs and that sort of thing tomorrow. And I have no idea what I'm gonna get into tomorrow, so I don't know. But just something that I'm contemplating. It would be a 20-ish mile round trip. There's campsites everywhere. 20-ish mile round trip to get gas and come back. So I don't know. We'll see. Well, I decided to play it safe and I went to get gas. And what that's allowing me to do is enter in the flat tops from another area. Gosh, I wish I could find camping on the White River there, but I can't. That's all private. So I'm entering in from the north and gonna hit a section that otherwise I would have missed. But it is a little bit risky in that I have no idea what the camping situation is in this area, because I didn't research this particular area. Tons of camping if I'd gone all the way back to where I came from. That would have been super easy, but this gets me in a brand new area, and well, I love brand new areas. So let's see how it goes. It is, it's almost 4:30, 4:22. So I'm pretty much wanting to get into the National Forest and find a camp as soon as possible. So we'll see how that goes. Alright, it's time to climb an elevation. We're at 7,400 feet, so hopefully we can gain quite a bit of elevation in a short amount of time. because it's 80 degrees, and that's not near as nice as where I've been. I'll be curious to see what it's like on top, but so far this area is radically different than where I was earlier. Much more densely forested. Oh, looks like it is opening up here. Oh, it's really pretty. It's like I'm in a whole different area. Like, this is absolutely nothing like where I was earlier. I feel like I'm home in the Ozarks now. It is tight. I don't think I've ever been on a Colorado trail this tight before. I may have made a mistake coming to this side. But, I mean, when you're out exploring, you never know what you're going to find, so there's no guarantees. But so far I like the other side a lot better. Although I could, you know, climb a little bit more in elevation, turn a corner, and be the most incredible thing I've seen on this whole trip. So we'll keep pressing on. Wow, see? Is what I said. Look at that. I mean, it's not the most beautiful thing I've seen so far, but it's very beautiful. Well, I selected this area in this trail because it runs along this bluff line here, and I thought surely there's some good, you know, maybe some camp spots with beautiful bluff line views, but beautiful, isn't it? It's a beautiful bluff line over there. Yep. Nope. Well, we're right at 9,000 feet and popped out into a little bit more open areas. Lots more cows again. Excuse me, ma'am, you're in the road. Excuse me. Excuse me. Thank you. So let's see if we can get lucky in this area. I wouldn't mind a campsite in the aspens. I love aspens. I don't want a campsite around all the cows though, because I don't love cow poop. Well, this is much better trail, much better views, but so far no camping. Like, I'm legit starting to get concerned. I actually am about to pop out on another road that connects back to the main road that gets me back to where I was earlier, and I may just do that. Excuse me, is there a campsite nearby that y'all haven't pooped in? Anywhere near here? No? Rude. Wide open spaces. Ba-da-da-da-da-da. Wide open spaces. I need a campsite because I'm ready to stop and make a camp. I can't find a campsite because I don't know if there's any in this area. You're welcome. Well, that's not horrible. Well, this isn't horrible. My problem is the last 2 nights I have stayed in some very epic campsites on the water. And of course there's no chance of me staying on the water here. But this is nice. I mean, it's off the main road, but I don't think that's gonna matter. This will do. Well, I wouldn't rate this as an epic campsite, but it'll do. It's quiet. There's birds singing. Good views of the meadow. Maybe there'll be some, some deer, some elk later. Probably not, but maybe. But yeah, not bad. I didn't park all in the trees. Parked over here just for a little bit more privacy, and it'll work. I was actually going to cook chicken tonight. I just didn't really feel like cooking. I think this is one of my all-time favorite of the freeze-dried meals. It's the blend of the Bayou from Mamu's Camp Kitchens. I have not had anything bad from Mamu's Camp Kitchen. This has like legit shrimp in it, imitation crab, and a whole bunch of other amazing things. It's really good. Well, good morning. This is day 4 of my journey exploring the Colorado Flat Tops. It's a very unique area. It's the Colorado Plateau, basically north of I-70, around just north of Glenwood Springs area. And it is very unique to other places that I've been in Colorado, and I just love this area so much. A little sad, today is the last day. Tomorrow I have to wake up and head home, which is fine because I miss my pups. Didn't get to bring them on this trip, and I miss them. So the plan today is just keep exploring. There's still quite a bit of area up here that I haven't experienced yet, and I'm just gonna go soak it in. All right, it's time to go see what we can find. Well, right out from camp is a sign that says 4-wheel drive, high clearance only. Let's go check it out. I'm a big fan of all those things. I'm very curious how steep and how narrow does this road get? Holy crap, there's a lot of turkeys. Add turkeys to my list of wildlife. I have seen turkeys. This aspen grove is beautiful. So far, their definition of steep and narrow are very different than mine. Also, so far, no need for four-wheel drive or high clearance. Well, I definitely wouldn't call this steep, and it's certainly not very narrow, but it's pretty. This is so incredibly different. Like, I feel like I'm in a completely different part of the state. But I love it because instead of being up on the plateau, now you're kind of in the ravines and the gulches that are kind of down below the plateau, and it's just really cool seeing this aspect of it. Down here in the slightly lower elevations, we're at 8,300 feet. Up on the plateau, we're at between 10 and 11,000 feet. But everywhere is just different. That's why I like getting out and exploring. I don't care how big or small the stream is, this is the best sound in the world. Whoa, where did this come from? All of a sudden the trees went away and now there's this. Holy cow. This is absolutely gorgeous. This is absolutely wild. This is the coolest thing I have seen on this trip. I love this little box canyon. Well, after that incredible little box canyon, I've turned now climbing an elevation. This is a trail in the area that I found on trailsoffroad.com called Rifle Gap. It's supposed to have some fun spots along it. We'll see. But it goes up into a totally different area that I haven't been to, and that's where I want to go. Wow, it's a huge area to camp up here. Someone's already out there. But man, if you had a group, this would be a great spot to come to. very grateful to have the drone to be able to see those views, because actually driving up the hillside, I was surrounded by trees, and so I could catch glimpses of it, which was incredible, but I couldn't see the full picture, and really glad I had that. Now it looks like kind of back up on the plateau for a little bit, but this is a much lower plateau than where I've been. I'm at 9,000 feet now, so definitely below the tree line, and it's really muddy up here in places. Ugh. But I'm loving being up here in the aspens. God, these things are beautiful. The aspen is Kara's favorite tree, just FYI. She would love this. Here we go. This area is really cool because you get up here on these open prairies and then pop out of one aspen grove, and now boom, about to go into another aspen grove, assuming I don't get bogged down in this muddle. Nope, perfect. But lots of sagebrush up here. That's different. I'm always trying to encourage my audience to get out and see these things for themselves. And just 4 days ago was at Overland Expo Mountain West. Got to meet a lot of fans of the channel, which is always a lot of fun. And I recognize that there are a good number of viewers that simply can't. And I met some of y'all at the expo who come up and say, you know, we've got small kids, so we can't travel as much. You know, work prevents us from traveling as much. Taking care of aging parents, you know, all kinds of various reasons, personal health issues. And see a lot in the comments, you know, people saying thank you, currently living vicariously through you, you know, that sort of stuff. And if that's you, I want to say that it's an honor for me to help you through that, to share these adventures with you, knowing that maybe you can't get out and see the flat tops like this, at least not now. Maybe, hopefully in the future you can. So I don't ever want to take that for granted, and just want to say thanks for letting me know, thanks for letting me be a part of your story, and I'm honored to be able to bring a little joy and a little beauty to your life if you're unable to get out and see these places for yourself. It means a lot. that old building down there. That's wild. I got no information on my map about that. I don't know. No idea what that is. I don't even see any roads that would access it either. Oh, that's cool. I do get asked quite a bit, how do I plan these trips? How do I find these areas? Honestly, most of the time, it's just opening Gaia GPS and looking at the Gaia Overland layer. If I'm looking at national forest lands, I'm looking at the motor vehicle use map or the MVUM layer. And I'm just looking at areas that I've never been to before. Kind of looking at the topography, what's the terrain look like. I'll go into trailsoffroad.com and see if there are any, trails that they've mapped out in the area that I'm looking for. In this case, there were a couple, and it just kind of gives me an idea of what to expect. But I mean, lots of times I'm going into areas just completely new and exploring, and just in there to check it out. Sometimes they're absolutely bonkers gorgeous and oh my gosh, this is the best thing ever, and sometimes they're like but you don't know until you go. So yeah, most of it's just exploring. If I hit an area that I'm like, you know what, in this case I'm solo, not really prepared for that, I'll turn around. That's no big deal. Or if I see a section that's questionable and I'm with friends, we discuss it, we're like, let's give it a shot. And when you're in a group, you can be more daring. When you're solo, you gotta take it easy. You can't risk a lot. But really, that's how I do it. If I'm going on like a long trip, overlandtrailguides.com is another great resource that has long multi-day trips in there. So when we were up in Oregon, we used some of their stuff. When we were in California, we used some of their stuff. There's always, especially out west, most of the states have a BDR, a backcountry discovery route. Those are great things to run. So that's typically, that's how I did it. This particular area I'm in, this road I'm on, I did find it on Trails Off Road. And honestly, it has not lived up to the description. It's been very, very mild. There's supposed to be some technical parts, but I haven't found any yet, except for the, ish mud holes. But after I get off of this trail, which I had a description of, I'm just going to keep going on Forest Service roads and kind of make a loop. And I know I need to camp somewhere tonight closest to a main road, because tomorrow I have to make the journey home. So that's kind of how I'm doing. I'm just kind of wandering, but I just look at the map and decide to go there. And then you just come upon random things like this. Like, what a beautiful old log cabin. Obviously an active ranch. But what a cool little spot. Well, I am off the main trail that I came in on. And so now I'm just gonna make this little loop and then head back out this direction up here. And that's my plan. That'll get me back almost where I left camp this morning and kind of make a big loop. Then I'll figure out where to go from there. But look how gorgeous this is. All the grass that's growing in the middle of the road, you can tell this doesn't get used very often. Probably mostly by the ranchers. but this obviously doesn't get a lot of tourist and overlander traffic or general off-roading out here. And when you're out exploring, you do have to take the bad with the good. And this particular area is very ranchish. I've seen a whole bunch of cows. It smells like cows, so it especially these little mud holes. It smells like a barn, which is a shame because, I mean, we're in this beautiful open prairie plateau and it smells like a barn. But that's okay, because I don't know what's up around the corner. I know I'm going down. We'll see where that leads me. It is 12:30 and I'm kind of getting hungry for lunch, so I'd love to find a little spot to pull over and have a little bite to eat. Let's see what's down here. Maybe I'll get lucky. When you're driving through open pasture land like this, you have to be very mindful and pay attention to the trail so that you don't accidentally drive over a fresh cow patty, because the last thing you want is that splattered on the side of your vehicle. It's not good. It's not good at all. So you have to pay attention to the road and just kind of dodge them like landmines and don't hit them. It's real bad. Ask me how I know. Real bad. Wow, look at those views. Well, I found a little spot to pull over on the side of the trail for lunch. It wasn't spectacular, and I opted not to bore you of videoing me eating an adult lunchable. So, you're welcome. It looks like we are about to start climbing out of this little valley and go see what's up here. Well, this hill climb looks fun. Yeah, that was a good one. That was steep. I liked it. I think this is the prettiest aspen grove yet. These are big. Well, I popped out on this, pretty much a main road through here. Beautiful views. This road should dump me out almost where I left camp this morning. Then I'll have to figure out where to go from there. Well, I've made it full circle. I am back to the camp I started at this morning. I'm not going to stay here though. A couple miles back, I did have a low oil light come on. So I pulled over and checked my oil. It was indeed a little low, so added a quart. It's fine now, but I just have concerns with what's going on. There is a town, Newcastle, Colorado, is 30 miles south of here. So I'm gonna head there, thoroughly wash the Jeep. I don't see any oil leaking. This did happen to me on our last trip around the Pacific Northwest. I took it into the shop when I got home, and they couldn't find any source of an oil leak. So my theory is it's burning oil somehow. I'm not sure. I haven't heard of that issue, but obviously you need to get that checked out. I do have to head home tomorrow, so I'm gonna go into town, play it safe, may just get a hotel. But I'm gonna end the video here. I will keep you informed in the next video of what is going on with the oil level issue in Sully. I don't know, but I'll let you know. But anyway, thanks for coming along with me today. It was a beautiful, beautiful day. And I don't have a clue right now what the next video will be. Probably back in the Ozarks. So if you would, like the video, subscribe. If you're not, give us that YouTube love. Check out the Patreon link in the description if you like what we're doing and you want to consider supporting the channel. Gain access to special events, special content, all of the GPS data, like all the trails and campsites that I've been running here in the Flat Tops for the last 4 days. And for all of our merchandise, go to shopoverlandapparel.com. I will see you next time, probably in the Ozarks.